Hello and welcome. Today, you see on screen for you a few of our coaches from the Personal Coach. The Personal Coach provides customized one on one business coaching for financial advisors and their teams across Canada. One of the questions we often get asked is, what are other financial advisors doing? Or what are the best practices you're seeing with your clients? So today we thought it would be fun to get a few of our coaches together and share some of the tips that we're hearing from our clients who are doing some really interesting things to elevate their clients' experience. What we're seeing as we go through, this remote world today is we're seeing that our advisor clients are really on a spectrum. At one end of the spectrum, we've got clients who are really feeling tired and have a lack of motivation. And they're just feeling like all of their days are looking the same. And at the other end of the spectrum, we have some of our advisor clients who are really stepping back and taking the extra time that they're finding, which isn't everyone, but some are finding they have extra time and they're taking that opportunity to just step back and start to be very creative with their businesses and with what they're doing for their clients. So today we are going to share with you some things that we're seeing that our advisors are doing that are very creative with the hope that you will either have your own creative ideas sparked or you'll find an idea or two that you can actually implement to recharge your client experience. So April, I'd like to start with you. um, and I know you're doing some really interesting things or hearing really interesting things with your clients, so let's hear about some of those things.
So thanks, Julie. The first category I'm seeing some creativity in how are we navigating this virtual world is in the financial planning area. And it started with, some of the advisors that we are working with proactively updating clients' financial plans throughout the market volatility. And that was something actually my own advisor did, which I found very valuable throughout this time. Now we're starting to see, after things have settled down a bit and getting back to normal, we're starting to see how some of our advisors are moving into working this virtual financial planning into their practice as usual, and scheduling annual reviews, updating them, and really trying, especially if they're using virtual meetings, to make those presentations interactive with clients while they're on the screen. So, going through scenarios with clients of their retirement projections, for example, or on the insurance side, we're seeing use of projection tools like life design analysis or some of the other ones that are out there, and walking through different scenarios. So it's really getting the clients more engaged in the financial planning and bringing the market volatility back to the client's goals. So more that goal-based planning. The second area that I'm seeing some creativity happening is a lot of teams starting to do now some webinars for clients. So the first was the a little more obvious, having a portfolio manager talk about the markets and give an update. And now I am starting to see some more business development type of webinars as well, in terms of having a joint session with another strategic alliance, such as a mortgage broker, talking about the mortgage deferral rules or something like that. Or I had another team that had an accountant on for small business owners, talking about some of the programs that are available for business owners and small business. So starting to see some of those things happen now.
Great. You mentioned that one of the things that you're trying is to see that clients are getting much more engaged with their financial planning.
Mm-hmm.
Just to take that to another level, one of the teams that I'm working with is actually spending time connecting with clients prior to the appointment and making sure that those clients are well equipped and prepared to hold those meetings, to just even engage even further. As we are in this remote world, there are several people who aren't necessarily as comfortable as others with technology, and so a really nice experience that people the support teams are helping get the advisor prepared as well as the client well prepared for those meetings, so that the meeting can be a good experience rather than a stressful experience.
Yeah, and you do need to make sure that you define that process as well, and do things need to change from your normal process now that you're moving to virtual? And that can include things like the agenda that you're sending out before meetings and follow-up notes after, and again, those tools to help get clients prepared. So definitely that's important.
Excellent. Thank you. Bob, let's call on you next, and let's hear what's going on in your world.
I just want to talk for a couple of minutes on enhancing some of the communication strategies or approaches that you might be using. We have a client in Southwest Ontario that's a father and son team who were, like all of us, feeling somewhat bombarded by technical communications with fund managers and subject matter experts that were purely financially related over the past couple of months, and decided to take their communications in a slightly different direction. Not to the exclusion of the technical information, some of that continues, but they tried to intersperse some different approaches into the opportunities to connect with clients. And specifically, they chose to leverage some relationships that they had in the basketball world and have invited numerous guests to join conference calls that have fairly prominent backgrounds in that particular sport. Not necessarily to talk about the sport itself, but to talk about applications that the sport and things they've learned by participating in that sport, how they apply to real world stuff and development of skills, etc. A lot of the attraction to this for clients who were parents was the opportunity to engage their children, their kids, in these calls. And the advisors in question here made a point of inviting teams they were involved with, both at the high school and university level, and encouraged them to invite friends of theirs. And so one of the side benefits to this is their name is now out there with potentially a number of next generation clients that have been giving them tons of great feedback on these calls, and the opportunity to talk to guests like Jay Billis from ESPN Sports and ask him questions about his experiences and how Jay relates that to his business life as well. So it was a welcome relief, I think, and a welcome diversion for clients and their families to the financial forecasting fund manager mantras that were coming out hourly over the past few weeks. And it's proved very effective for them in terms of some very positive feedback they've had from both clients and prospective clients moving forward here. So I'd encourage you all to just diversify a little bit, give some thought to who you know and who you might call on as a subject matter expert outside of the financial world, just to give a little bit of a different taste to some of your communication opportunities.
Excellent, Bob. You know, family's been a real central point of this COVID. Everybody seems to be, really gelling more as families, and by your clients doing that kind of event for the whole family is really driving that home. So that's really cool. Great. Pat, what are you hearing from your clients?
Well, very similar to April, I have had an advisor send postcards inviting clients to a session on webinar, and it's all around focusing on your investments, strategies to increase your return on potential and maximize that during a recession. But more importantly, he's doing it for clients just to educate them on what's happening in the marketplace right now, assuring them that risk versus reward is different. He's also doing it for prospects, so sending out the prospecting to a prospecting list that's already been vetted, and he's hoping that he'll get maybe 10 in a prospect list. He's already got 20 attending for webinars with for the clients. He's doing 3 for clients, 3 for prospects. It's just a really good way to keep reaching out. Again, it is more of it's not a touchy-feely webinar, but it is making sure that the clients are aware of what's happening in the marketplace. Another advisor early on during this COVID issue, she decided that she wanted to touch base with her clients. And originally she decided, I will do just my top clients. In the end, it ended up, she sent 75 spring pots to her clients. So she had a client as a friend who was a florist. She used her. It was tough during these times, right? She didn't have much business. So she was supporting her. And she also had a few friends that were out of work and could drive around and drop these pots off to each client. And she's had overwhelming success.
That is
Clark,
so thoughtful.
really,
Especially, I don't know about the rest of Canada, but most provinces have had a pretty dreary spring until recent days. So what a really nice way to brighten up somebody's world. Yeah,
exactly,
beautiful.
exactly. And overwhelming response, both in phone calls to her and emails thanking her and hoping they're both, both sides of the, the client and the advisor are safe. So just a very nice touch.
Very nice touch. Great. Is there anything else that you have to share at this point, Pat? Or should I
No,
move on to one of the other coaches?
let's move on.
Okay, Afsar, what's going on with your clients?
Yeah, so a couple of suggestions for advisors who want to add value to their clients and also strengthen their relationship. And these are a couple of ideas that two clients of mine have put in place during COVID. And first off, let me preface these suggestions by saying both of these advisors implemented these initiatives after they had made a point of really reaching out to their clients and systematically touching base with their A and B clients. And just to check in on them, make sure that they were okay and answer any questions that they may have had one-on-one. But having done that, one advisor found that a large number of his clients were really interested in getting a more detailed information about the markets and the potential economic impacts of COVID. So he organized for them, similar to what April talked about. He organized and hosted for his clients a series of webinars and conference calls with different portfolio managers and investment executives. And these calls would take place bi-weekly. They would generally last no more than 30 to 45 minutes. But the clients would be asked or allowed to ask questions live, and they would be allowed to pre-submit some questions as well. But this was a great way to provide the clients with some just additional perspective and education about the markets, about the economic impact of the virus and their own portfolio and situations. Another advisor realized after doing his outreach that, a number of his clients were concerned about their readiness at home for the lockdown. So these clients were concerned about having enough supplies during a potential shutdown period. So what this advisor did was he put together a gift bag. And this gift bag, similar again to what Pat's client did, but this gift bag, and this in particular was for his older clients, this gift bag comprised things like hand sanitizers, masks, plastic gloves, certain non-perishable items. And then he either had those gift bags delivered or he delivered them himself to his clients. And the response he got was also overwhelming. And he, his clients were exceedingly touched by this. They were very appreciative. He had some great conversations, doorstep to door, but their spirits were lifted. And, his view was not only did he do a good thing for them, but this is going to go a long way to cement and solidify relationships that were already strong. But he found that his clients were exceedingly touched by that kind of gesture.
Wonderful. I think, many advisors are struggling with how do I deepen those client relationships, and how in fact do I show appreciation for the clients that have remained loyal. And many of the advisors at large have actually been very proactive with clients to date, and now clients, and our client advisors are really struggling with, okay, what's next, right? What do we do next to really, create a great experience for our clients? And the reality is we're going to be in this remote world for some time by the looks of things, and I think whatever we can do to help our clients take that relationship to a new level or create a more meaningful connection,
Yeah.
whether it's with doing something thoughtful, appreciation, and or taking client meetings to a whole new level, is important, because at the end of the day, our client advisors are financial advisors, and they need to be providing good advice and guidance through this, in addition to making sure their clients are okay, right? So,
For sure.
the points that all of you have been making are excellent tips in terms of how to do that. Kim, I'm going to turn it to you now and ask you to share what you're hearing from your clients.
Absolutely. One of my clients in mid-April informed his clients through his weekly email communication that if there was 2 cars at home due to self-isolation, it's quite likely that only one of them is being used sporadically for groceries and other essential needs. So they could contact their auto insurance provider to see if their rates could be lowered. And he ended up getting great feedback from this tip from his clients. And he also contacted his insurance company, because he and his wife had the 2 cars and they're not out doing, as much as usual, obviously. And he's saving $170 per month himself because of this. So I'd shared the idea with another advisor who shortly afterwards let me know that it's not just when there's 2 cars in the driveway. My mind went to only 2 cars, but that there are discounts for only 1 car, such as my situation. And my car renewal is my insurance renewal is May 31st. So I contacted my insurance company, and they've knocked off $480 off the annual premium. So that's a great idea to share if you're not already doing it, if your clients are not already aware of that. Again, with what Julie said, that's financial planning. That's helping people to save money where they can and perhaps even invest it elsewhere. The second idea that I wanted to share is another advisor team is arranging meals from local restaurants. So again, paying attention to that local part, as Pat mentioned too, keeping restaurants employed and so on, and earning some income. So they're getting meals from local restaurants to be delivered once a week to nurses and doctors in different hospitals and care units in the community. So they started by contributing themselves financially. However, they also set up a crowdfunding so that their clients could also participate and donate if they are moved to do so. And what they're doing is, of course, keeping everyone informed of who they've been able to help each time by posting through their social media.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks,
who have I missed? I think Fortunato, you're the last one, Mr.
I'm the
Karate.
last one. When I say best for last, no, I don't know. No, it's all really good information here. So the one story I have is, so we have a client, we developed his brand to incorporate his passion for nature photography. And so his office is like a gallery where his clients would love coming to his office to see all of his photography. Well, that can't happen anymore because of our situation. So he's decided to send his photos to his clients through social media and some other avenues. So what he's done is he's created these beautiful images, and he's put poetry along with them to help people, with some mental balance as we go through this. And the other thing he's done, because people have more time on their hands with their families, is he's also made puzzles out of his photography. So he's sending that to his clients as well. So there's another advisor. He's been contacting at least 5 clients a day, but on top of that, he sends out a weekly letter. And that letter is broken into 3 areas. It's 30% market updates, 30% government programs that are out there or support that you can get, but 40% is on what's going on with his family. And the reason for that is his ideal clients are families. So he wants to share what he's doing with his family to inspire other people to also do things with their families during this time. So one story is in his town, there's this restaurant called the Boar's Head. It's a famous bar. And his daughter turned 19 years old. So what they decided to do was convert their kitchen to look like this bar. And they asked their daughter to come into the kitchen, and the advisor stopped her at the door, and the dad is now security, and says, "Can I see your ID?" And he took a long time looking over ID, and he said, "Okay, come on in." And her sister was the bartender and made this amazing drink. And the brother is the busboy. He did all the cleanup. and this girl's favorite meal is tacos. So they had this amazing taco thing. So, of course, kids and that want to be with their other friends and so forth, and then they can't. So it's just something that you can do with your families as well. And of course, it's like I said, it's speaking to his ideal client as well.
Fun.
Yeah.
That's great. I think I'll share one idea and then see if anybody else has anything else to share. But one of my clients has done a really nice thing for their clients. He has a passion for yoga. He loves yoga, and so he hired his yoga instructor to do lunchtime online yoga classes for his clients. And so he created this opportunity for his yoga instructor to stay employed a couple of days a week, and she has developed pretty fundamental, good, basic yoga classes that he has created this really nice little community of clients who are taking a break at lunch on Tuesdays and Thursdays to join his yoga instructor online for a 40-minute yoga class, so that they have a break from their world or the craziness of their families or whatever happens in the day, to just step back, recharge, relax, and do something good for themselves. And he's had really nice experience and great feedback from those clients, and has really helped continue a wellness theme that he has developed within his business and his own life, and shared his passion with his clients. So I thought that was a really nice thing. Another one of my clients, someone actually in BC, has brought on nutritionists and actual fitness gurus and wellness gurus to actually hold webinars with his particular clients on how to practice self-care and do some really good things for themselves during during this heightened anxiety time. So again, that was very well received and continues to go on. So anything else from anyone here that you can think of that, Okay, well, oh, Kim, yes.
I do have one idea. I'm not sure if people are familiar with Horse's Mouth, horsesmouth.com. I know we are. It's a great resource. It's a great big database with lots of articles that are very topical. It is out of the States, so it's not Canadian content per se. However, there's lots of ideas there as well for what people are doing with their clients. And they usually have a 30-day subscription for free before you have to actually pay. And right now they do have it on for 3 months. So if there's an advisor or someone on the team that's finding themselves with a little extra time, or they're interested in looking for some other ideas, horsesmouth.com might be a spot to go.
Awesome. Great resource. Well, thank you, coaches. Thank you for taking the time today to share your ideas. And for all of you who are listening or watching this recording, thank you for checking in. And I would encourage you to reach out to us if you have some of your own ideas to share, or if you'd like us to go deeper with any of the ideas that we shared today. We'd be happy to be a resource. You can reach us at confidence@thepersonalcoach.ca. Again, that's confidence@thepersonalcoach.ca. And we look forward to hearing from you. Take care, everyone.